talk about Statlander, who I think would down the line be an awesome opponent. Talk
Totally
about top baby faces with DMD. Let Statlander get some more wins under her belt. Let her get some more TV time under her belt. Because she's a lot of fun. She's very strong in the ring. She looks great, great gimmick. And then eventually, go toe to toe with the DMD, and DMD start to take off a lot of these baby faces, such as, like you said, Statlander as well. And then who knows who can ultimately dethrone. Yeah, Anna Jay might be coming back, and then ultimately rekindle the number one feud that we loved, that Thunder and DMD down the line. But Statlander versus the Bunny had, unfortunately the picture-in-picture again, but it also told a lot of story at the end of the match too. So what did you think of this match, man, and overall for the wrestling between these two stars in the women's division?
Well, I mean, honestly, I think that it's really not a hot take to say that Kris Statlander is a top star. I agree with what I'm seeing out in the chat. I mean, this is my
agree.
takeaway.
I was just about to respond on that. Yeah,
I'm thinking right now, man. I'm telling you the truth. I think that the Bunny is starting to really she's getting so much more comfortable in this character. It allows her to have that. She has that iconic laugh that everybody looks forward to, and
I don't look forward to that.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. That's music to my ears as Team Heel.
Real quick, would you rather hear Bunny's laugh or Rebels?
I know, it's great. No, honest to God, though, I like. Oh gosh, they're both great in their own ways. I guess I'd pick. I'm such a DMD mark. If I hear Rebels laugh, then the DMD's got to be close by, right? So that would be my pick. So no, honest to God, though, SPD, Allie is really onto something here, is she not? Sure. I think that when we saw the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny came back, because Bunny was with QT Marshall for a little while, Marshall, and when she came back to the Butcher and the Blade, it felt like everything is right in the world with the world, right? It felt like everything was complete. They needed the Bunny, and now I see that she's benefiting so much from this relationship with HFO, and she's really starting to impress me when I see her get these opportunities. She went toe-to-toe with Kris Statlander tonight. This was not a squash match.
No,
this could have easily been one of those matches where you thought, okay, since Statlander came back, she's been on fire, right? Mm-hmm. She's been absolutely on fire. First of all, at the expense of Penelope Ford, who is also impressing us of late as well, right?
We talked about last week for sure.
AEW's women's division is quietly starting to gain some traction, guys. I really think that there's some depth. The landscape is getting this is not your old AEW women's division where there was 3 or 4 people deep. This is becoming a deep division, folks. And I think that this was an example of that. I thought that this match, while not a Dave Meltzer 5-star classic, told a good story. Both of these competitors looked compelling at their own moments. I think Statlander, I agree with you, SPD. I think Statlander certainly has that look of that powerhouse that you want to see get more opportunities down the road. But I thought that Bunny hung with her. And I thought and then that bridged to an excellent post-match segment that I loved, because we got to see Jack Evans and Helico come back out. And anytime I get to see dirtbag Jack Evans, he was mocking Orange Cassidy, throwing his hands in his pockets, had the shades on. Jack Evans was chill, and Helico came out. It was fantastic. And again, I like the nostalgia of Matt Hardy versus Christian. I think that it's, why not tap into that a little bit? I really think that played out well. And then seeing them later on in the night kind of pairing up with the Elite, this is really building to – I love how everything is getting interwoven. This is such a company that I love how this company – all the characters interact with each other. They don't have selective amnesia and forget what happened in the past. I really enjoy that. What did you think of the post-match antics? Where do you see that going?
I loved seeing the Blade stand strong, and for sure, obviously, I didn't expect TH2. We love them, but it's are they with the HFO? Are they not? What's the story with them? Obviously, they keep showing up with HFO for sure. The whole Knuckles and the flex on top of Orange Cassidy, that was great, man. I think they got something there. Having Orange Cassidy feud with HFO or the Best Friends when the time's right for that as well. But I did love the dominance of Blade. Like I said, but the match itself, like you're saying, definitely Dynamite worthy for these two opponents. But I think I don't know who you would have if you book like a tag match. Who is going to come back? Is Chuck Taylor going to help OC, or is he going to still be out maybe at Trent's side? Like, what do you see happening or helping OC? Like, do you have anyone in mind that sticks out that could potentially help Orange Cassidy?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You're right. I mean, they really talked up that surgery with Trent tonight, and obviously we saw those pictures of Trent's, getting a spinal fusion surgery.
Yeah, it's great. He just came back from that pec repair.
And he's been the workhorse of that group. I've always loved Trent's work. His in-ring work is fantastic. You're right. I mean, it makes you wonder what's going to happen. And what I like about what AEW did here, Bud, is, instead of just writing off these characters, right? I mean, you look at the Blade, his tag partner Butch is hurt, right? We've been missing Big Butch. We miss that guy on AEW television week after week. That stomp, that iconic mustache, everything about the Butch is
best
great.
Stash in the biz.
But thankfully, he's using his time away from wrestling to save chipmunks and do great things for the community. I love this guy, and so.
We miss Butcher
rather than just letting Blade fall onto the wayside, they see like this dude's a talent, right? And they could say the same thing with Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. They could just let him kind of fall off the wayside.
Sure,
but they're not letting that happen. I think this is going to be. I think an intergender tag match would be really great to see if you got to see Orange Cassidy and Statlander against the Bunny and Blade.
It seems that'd be cool. Like it's going that way, and I think that would totally work because we haven't had that yet, right?
No, I think that would be a really fun intergender match, and the post-match beatdown set the stage for that. I think it makes a lot of sense. And Blade is a powerhouse on his side. You got Statlander, the powerhouse, on her side. Maybe you even see those two mix it up during the match.
Whoa.
I think that the intergender matchup would be really fun between these two teams, and I think it would give us some compelling television and these guys something to do.
Yeah, I agree. I like the way that you booked that as well.